This is what we are. We are.
Hi, Nahum.
Hey, hello. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, hello.
Hola, Nahum. How are you?
Hola. Ya, muy bien. ¿Y tú?
I'm in another reality.
That's amazing. How are things going?
It's getting really weird, but in a good way.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes. Now everybody's seeing you in the biggest screen.
Nice. Fantastic.
Where are you?
Hello, everyone. I'm in Berlin right now.
Okay, welcome to the biggest screen, Nahum from Berlin. People are clapping.
Hello, everyone. I'm sad I cannot be there with you now, but there's something that I would like to tell you this evening. So let's start. First of all, I would like to salute the crew on board the International Space Station right now. As most of you know, there are always people orbiting around our planet constantly. Right now, this crew has as a commander Anton Shkaplerov and flight engineers Scott Tingle and Norishige Kanai. This is an all-male crew, and it has been like that for the last couple of crews. There are only men right now in space, and this is not surprising. It has happened since the early days of human spaceflight. I'm going to read you this. February 26, 1962. Dear Miss Kelly, this is in response to your letter of February 20th, 1962. Your offer to go on a space mission is commendable, and we are very grateful. This is to advise that we have no existing program concerning women astronauts, nor do we contemplate any such plan. We appreciate your interest and support of the nation's space program. Sincerely, O.B. Lloyd Jr., Director of Public Information of NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. And letters like this, you can find them everywhere around this time. So, video one, please.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Columbia, this is Houston, AOS, over. Houston, Columbia on the high gain, over. Roger, the EVA is progressing beautifully. They're setting up the flag now. I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.
That's all right, I don't mind a bit.
They've got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the lunar surface.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. You're in our field of view now.
Where
like to evaluate the
Neil Armstrong authored the words, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." Those words will always remind us of a historical event that we will always remember. We will always remember this unique feat, launching men to the moon. In total, there were 32 men that were part of the Apollo program, and 12 of them actually walked on the moon. All of them were men, leaving women out of any moon plans. Indeed, that was a small step for a man, but sadly not for a woman. We can stop that video now, and let's move on. What if we could rewrite history, go back and change what happened. History ultimately is what we remember, and if we remember something else, does that make it real? At least, perhaps it could be real for our experience. As you listen to my voice, feeling relaxed while you're sitting on your chair right now, you're about to start remembering a memory you have forgotten. These were the words of a very different journey, a journey that had no restrictions. John Dewey, the English philosopher, said that in his book Art as an Experience, refers as art as something that is always external and material. But what if a work of art is actually the opposite, something that is immaterial and internal? For example, a memory. This is a performance where I crafted a memory of a walk on the moon. And this memory is planted in audiences, in their minds, by using hypnosis. So once I inject this memory in people's minds, they wake up and they open their eyes and they remember something new. A second video, please. Another way to raise awareness of the challenges of bringing diversity into our space community is by actually having artists like me, like many of you, participating and working with the actors and the organizations and the industry that make space exploration possible. And here we can work in something that I call cultural policy making. And for example, there's the International Astronautical Federation, which is the main organization that puts together all the national space agencies and space industry in one place. Within the International Astronautical Federation, we have this committee, the Committee for the Cultural Utilizations of Space, which I'm very honored to chair since 2015. This committee seeks to promote and facilitate in the innovative utilization of space data systems, applications by organizations in the cultural sectors internationally, including all the areas of arts, humanities, including the fine arts, popular culture, etc. Let's move on to this. Space colonization, we have the advantage of never thereafter having to stand hostage to the fortune. Another one. If the human species, or indeed any part of the biosphere, is to continue to survive, it must eventually leave the Earth and colonize space. One of the most fundamental aspects of life is its relentless pursuit of new environmental niches to colonize. Here we see this painting of the founding of Australia, and it depicts Governor Arthur Phillip hoisting the British flag in the new colony of Sydney in Australia in 1788. Remember that planting a flag is the unmistakable symbol of colonization. While space is very often imagined as a continuation of older logics and practices of Western power, inventing new alternatives to colonialism, exploitation, and occupation becomes crucial if we are to live in a more equitable society. And this is super important. Remember that space exploration has always been a reflection of how societies envision the future. For this reason, space is a critical territory that must be inhabited artistically as well as scientifically. And with this in mind, like thinking about these issues of how we're exporting certain models that we have tried on Earth to space, etc., we founded KOSMIKA. KOSMIKA, it's a global institute that founded in 2011 with a mission to establish a platform for cultural and poetic discourses on our relationship with our space activities and the impact that they have on Earth. Video 3, please. In this institute, we develop initiatives that reach the arts and humanities, the space sector, and wider society. We explore the cultural impact of space, as well as to think on the future of humanity and addressing the most urgent issues we're facing on Earth. In KOSMIKA, we do festivals, we do events, we do educational programs, social programs. We provide services to the industry, to national space agencies, etc. Okay, let's move to the next. All right, there are more quotes here. For example, I had to leave this world to come to the conclusion that borders are a human-made concept. Jose Hernandez, Mexican-American nationality. In the orbital perspective, you see the world as a whole. You don't see borders from space. Ron Garan, astronaut. In KOSMIKA, we are very concerned about this. There are people that are suffering from borders, from a right to live on this planet. People are moving because of crisis, because of better opportunities, because of love, etc. And we started this program called KOSMIKA Journeys. So I'm going to show you the fourth video, please. This program by KOSMIKA, it's targeted to work with these groups of people that are in vulnerable positions, that are struggling to move around our planet. And we've been making these workshops with refugee groups in Germany, with groups of immigrants in Mexico. And in this program, during a month of activities, they have to design a space mission with all the different stages. But the ultimate goal is to reframe our connection to Earth and how we can see Earth in a different way, in a more unified perspective. And most important to say that no matter how difficult the situation is, we believe in the right to move across borders.
Well done. You have glue on your fingers. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, let's move to the next one. KOSMIKA, it's also a celebration. Whether venturing into the depths of space or orbiting around Earth, space exploration ultimately shows us that we live in a unique and unlikely home. We want to excite people about our universe and the planet we inhabit, either by sharing a smell of the moon or exploring the history of drinking alcohol in space. We believe that we can gain new appreciation for the simple details of our lives here on this planet. And I'm going to show you the next video, please. We believe that remembering that we share together with other living beings an extraordinary existence on this planet, in this solar system, and in this universe is a reason for celebration. All right, I'm going to go back to my personal work. And this is about something that I want to share. This is matters of gravity, which includes a second element that is very important in my work, and that is about exploring our personal and intimate connection to the place we live in. Matters of Gravity is a trilogy of large-scale artistic projects to generate a reflection about our personal and intimate relationship with the most fundamental elements of our universe, such as gravity, time, and space. So I think the next video will show you better what I'm talking about. So please, next video.
Matters of Gravity is an arts and science project that is concerned with a question that science attempts to answer. What is the force of gravity? When we are born, we pass in an instant from the dark to the light, From weightlessness to heaviness, here's our first contact with life. In dreams, we remember this primitive state of lightness, and so we dream of flying. Our planet and its life are modeled by gravity, and yet this force is the weakest in the universe. We find its mysterious presence in our bodies, in our language, and we fight against it to grow and to reach the stars. Matters of Gravity is a project that includes 9 artists and 1 scientist that embarked on a space mission to reflect on gravity by its absence. A team of international advisors and 2 years of seminars, workshops, and symposiums helped us to devise the different projects we were going to execute in our space mission. Our residency in a theme park in Mexico City served as our first cosmonautic training center. Afterwards, we undertook long and detailed medical checkups to be sure we were ready for the unexpected. When we finally arrived to Star City in Russia and on board the iconic Ilyushin 76 MDK, a series of parabolas were performed, experiencing sometimes 2 and even 3 gravities, twice as much as the weight of our bodies, our cells, our blood, and also of our minds. After 30 seconds of an excess of gravity, we experienced weightlessness by free-falling 6 kilometers with the plane engine switched off. Suddenly, gravity was gone, and we entered into an unknown environment to our bodies and minds, but maybe already known by our souls, unpleasant and delightful at the same time. These are the matters of gravity, where a few seconds were enough to experience eternity, to tell a story, to break a paradigm, to liberate a molecule, to have an illusion, to experience movement without references, to create poetry out of falling bodies, to make the useless become useful, and to search for the impossible embrace.
That search of an impossible embrace is the search of the construction of emotions. I believe that space is a tool to understand the very core of what is to be human, to venture into the universal condition of being born into this universe and to struggle to make sense of this. And I think that when your body loses its materiality and every cell of your body becomes weightless, and you and nothingness become the same because you're floating, you're mixed with the infinity of space. In that moment, only by reaching out and embracing the other, we remember that we can only exist together. Next video, please.
In randomness, we trust.